Hi guys and welcome to Save Game Podcast. Yesterday I had the joy of going to the Birmingham Gaming Market, and as you can see I wasn't the only one there. This queue stretched round the corner and right down the street, and these are just the people who had tickets for early doors, as did me and my good buddy James. If you can spot him in the crowd, where is he? There he is. And there were a few stalls in there, not overly crowded, but it was still good. The stalls were small, but there was so much stuff on them. There was PS1 games, PS2 games, Atari, Nintendo 64, Sega, everything you could possibly think of, it was there. There's also some cool things like this. All these consoles have been modded. You can see the Game Boys there have new LCD screens in them, backlit ones. And the consoles as well have been modded to just run software rather than physical media. But I was blown away by these. They just look so great. Like I say, tons of games there from every generation, every console, and also plenty of consoles for sale as well. PlayStations, Segas, Nintendos. I even saw an Atari Jaguar. And also little bargain bins like this with bits and bobs inside them. One thing that did surprise me was the disparity between prices of some things. One guy over one side might be selling a boxed console for £120. On the other side, it's a guy selling exactly the same thing in the box, great condition, £40. And that's for me the only drawback to these events is that disparity in pricing. But I'm always on the lookout for a bargain. I set myself a price cap, and let's take a look at what I picked up. I didn't pick up too much. I only picked up 3 items, 2 of which were games. One of them was Tokka 2 from the touring car series. I played these on demos when I was a kid, and I never actually got my hands on one of the games, so it was nice to pick that up. £3, doesn't really matter if it's good or bad. Obviously playing them today, as you can see, they look a little bit dated, and the sound effects make me laugh more than anything, because the sound of my engine sounds pretty good, but everyone else's sounds like a firework going off. And some of the controls, it's like driving on ice, but still good fun, bit challenging, but what a game's for. The other game I picked up is good old Columns for the Sega Master System. And I had this when I was a kid, as probably most people did, and it's just such a wonderful game. It's Tetris basically, and the sound that it makes when the gems disappear. As soon as I hear it again, it just takes me straight back to my childhood. And I don't know what it is, but there's something I love about the look of a Master System cartridge. It must just be the nostalgia, the memories that it brings back. They always looked a little clinical to me with the black and the red on there with the stripes and then sort of just the kind of basic fonts that they use. But I don't know, there's just something, it was more about what was inside the cartridge than the way the cartridge looked, and I think that was a good thing, really. It was substance over style. And of course, you can't play a Sega Master System game without a Sega Master System. I had one of these a few years ago, and stupidly I sold it, and I've been after one ever since. And yesterday was the day that I saw one on a stall, and for me it was an acceptable price, and I brought it home with me. This version has Alex Kidd built in, which it's one of them games I haven't really played very much, because back in the early 90s when my parents bought a Sega Master System, my dad brought it home and it had a picture of Sonic on the box, and we were like, yeah, Sonic! And we plugged it in, switched it on, Alex Kidd came on. It was the built-in game. So my dad was furious. He took it straight back to the shop, and then eventually we had Sonic. So for me, it's kind of like Alex Kidd had this sort of bad memory, and every time I see it, I'm like, ugh, Alex Kidd, because we just love Sonic and we wanted Sonic. But yeah, an interesting game, and I'm hoping to have a good playthrough at some point. The console itself was fairly nice and clean. As I do with pretty much every console I pick up, I dismantle the controller, give everything a very good clean, and put it all back together again. And it actually did improve the functionality of the controller, because it was a bit sort of sticky with the left and right. You had to really push down to get it to go, but giving all the contacts a good clean and cleaning off all the rubbers inside there, and it now works like it's brand new out of the box. And the console itself, gave it a good clean up, and I just love the look at it. I've heard some people criticise the way the Sega Master System 2 looked, but I think it's really good. And I love this kind of roller shutter cartridge protector, the door on the top. I think that was a really good move to put that on there, just to stop any rubbish getting in there, but also I think it looks quite good. Some of them do perish over time, but this one fortunately has kept up pretty well. So that's it. That's all I picked up, just 3 items. I was just about inside my budget cap for the day. I didn't spend serious amounts of money because I never do, because I'm a tight git. But I went there, I was looking for a Master System, and I found one at a reasonable price. I'd love to know if anybody else was there, anything you picked up and your thoughts on the day. Hopefully, I'll see you all again soon.